Hey there my fellow Indians, welcome to NewsHamster. If you're active on Twitter, you will see a trend that is active in the morning and in the night. One thing that's common between these two trends is Sushant Singh Rajput. 2.5 years or even 3 years after his death, the trend Justice for SSR is active on Twitter on an everyday basis. Not just Justice for SSR but also SSRians, SSR movement, SSR ke liye justice, various kinds of trends just are active on Twitter. And these trends have about 40 to 50,000 tweets on an everyday basis. So why does this happen? Even after so many years of his death, these trends are alive. And how are they alive? Well, in the afternoon of June 14, 2020, the news broke out that a Bollywood actor, Sushant Singh Rajput, has died because of suicide. Everybody claimed that it was a suicide, but some years into his death or some days into his death, a lot of people could not buy the fact that a man like Sushant Singh Rajput would have committed suicide. Everybody said it was a murder in broad daylight. The All India Institute of Medical Sciences confirmed some days into his death that it was a suicide. It was a pure case of suicide. But a lot of people went on to say that this was not suicide because a man like Sushant Singh Rajput could not commit one. His therapist, Susan Walker, breached the confidentiality claim and came out in the open to tell that Sushant suffered from depression and bipolar disorder. But our people were not ready to accept that a man like Sushant Singh Rajput could have encountered something like a mental disorder, and suicide was not his game because he was in a film like Chichore where he gave out a message that suicide is not the end of story. The news spread out. Of course, the news was commonly reported as suicide, but a lot of media houses went on to say that there are a lot more people who are involved in this. It all began with his private secretary or his manager, Disha Salian, committing suicide days before he died. After that, it went on to form different kinds of stories. The involvement of Bollywood, involvement of Bollywood stars, involvement of politicians, involvement of a drug cartel, that all contributed to the suicide of Sushant Singh Rajput, which was a murder. But what was the reason that the people gave that Sushant could have been murdered? It's very, very simple, because many people went on to say that Sushant was an outsider who made a place for himself in Bollywood by fighting against big names and making a very, very important mark in the industry. The people in Bollywood, the people around him, the politicians were not able to accept that a man like him could gain popularity. As a result, people involved in his murder. Now the question remains, who are these people? Who are these people who are carrying out this movement even after his death by ignoring the most obvious thing, the mental health? These people are called SSRians. You will find them in different places, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, but I'm not sure if you'll meet anyone in person. These people are going on for a movement called Justice for SSR movement, where they want the government to uncover the secret behind the death of Sushant Singh Rajput. They go on attacking the Prime Minister, as Council of Ministers, the CBI, the Police Department, everything to bring out the truth of Sushant Singh Rajput's death. You will find a lot of social media handles out there who have Sushant Singh Rajput's face as their DP. They have Sushant Singh Rajput in their username and they are fighting for one cause, Sushant. Now, how did so many people get connected with this one name like Sushant Singh Rajput? It's very simple. He had a very common story. He had a very common and a simple kind of a life where everyone connected with him. He came from a middle class background, from a region like Bihar, was able to make a name for himself in the region of Mumbai. A very big name, perhaps bagging some big films and big offers, countering some big names in the Bollywood industry. As a result, people could not sustain his fame and they ended up killing him. Do you obviously believe this theory that the people have been putting out? This brings me to a very important point, that Indians or anywhere around the world, people love conspiracy theories. Be it Sridevi's death, be it the Sheena Bora murder case, be it the existence of Bigfoot, or be it NASA reaching the moon or not. We just love romanticizing conspiracy theories, and this is one such conspiracy theory that has been romanticized too much. And today also 40 to 50,000 tweets come out on an everyday basis. Since I've been very active on Twitter, I've been going on researching as to why this movement is still alive and what different people have to say. I came across different write-ups and different researches put by different people. One of them was Omkar Khandekar, who writes very beautifully about why this movement is still alive and who are these people behind the movement. Here we show you some of these people by the name Joseph R, Shubham Gaikwad, Nilotpal Mrinal and Smita Parekh, who are all important parts of this movement. They come out, they have Telegram handles, huge amount of people in those Telegram handles. They circulate a hashtag that they need to run on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, and they've created different pages and different kinds of names, different kinds of accounts. All of this are not bots, they are proxy accounts run by real people who are demanding one thing: justice for SSR. It's a simple fact of people connecting with Sushant Singh Rajput. Though these people never went and saw Sushant's film in a theatre, though these people have always been into commercial masala films, but still, Sushant is in emotion for them. If you observe how Sushant's career has panned out before he passed away, he very openly said that the industry is not accepting him. The industry is not okay with him. He also went on to say that a lot of films went away and Kedarnath was perhaps his last chance. If that would become a flop, he would be out of the industry. These are the claims that he's made, and perhaps this is what made people connect with Sushant Singh Rajput, because middle class people just connect with each other. I would like to point out three aspects that got immense mileage from this. One, his fans. They proved his mettle. They proved a fact that a man from a middle class family can have such a big, influence on this common kind of people, and his death can create a movement. But I would also like to point out that this could have been a massive opportunity for the Indian plethora to bring out awareness, massive awareness about mental health. But we all shifted into another kind of a debate: nepotism. We all spoke about how star kids are getting chances and people like Sushant Singh Rajput are not. And there are different examples. People went on to say this film was a hit because they had a star kid in it. Nepotism is filled in Bollywood. Nepotism is ruling Bollywood. That's why Sushant was killed. Many names came out. But we forgot the most obvious fact, that Sushant was suffering from a mental health disorder. I would also like to point out that there are several influencers who started off their career just to demand justice for SSR. Once they got popularity, they shifted. They shifted the domain. They became normal influencers who would talk about food, who would talk about cars, who would talk about anything, travel. There are several media houses also who started off or probably clicked because they massively reported in the name of entertainment for Sushant Singh Rajput, about his family, about everybody else. And this brings me to the most important point of reporting, that was Riya Chakrabarti. Everybody came out in the open to vilify this one woman who was associated with Sushant Singh Rajput. They went on to say that this woman has poisoned him minutely, poisoned him, introduced him to the world of drugs because she comes from the Bollywood fraternity, and so many things were blamed on her. They even questioned her ethnicity, saying that she is a Bengali woman who possibly performed black magic on Sushant Singh Rajput. And here we have to know that media played a very crucial role. If you remember, 2020 was the time when there was nothing for the media to report. It was all COVID-19 pandemic, deaths and lockdowns. Media needed masala. And that's how came the 9 p.m. prime time, where Sushant's was a media trial. Everybody were called, everybody was asked, everybody was spoken to, and Arnab Goswami even went on to call out Alia Bhatt because she said on record in Coffee with Karan that she would kill Sushant. A lot of relevance. I would also like to point out certain names, certain actresses, certain actors got a lot of mileage because of this. Certain actresses became flag bearers of fighting against nepotism in Bollywood. Certain actresses got a lot of mileage. They became popular. Their films started to become popular because they spoke for this man. They spoke about how he could not commit suicide because he was so strong-willed, so educated. I'm definitely not pointing out, but you know who I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, let me come to the last point here. The reason why Justice for SSR is trending on Twitter is because people are crazy about conspiracy theories. People are observing the most obvious thing, that is mental health. Like I said, this could have been a massive opportunity for India to bring forward mental health into the open. Speaking about an actor so popular as Sushant Singh Rajput could have been affected by mental health disorders. It's quite obvious that anybody could be affected, but we chose to ignore it. But we went forward with nepotism. We went forward with conspiracy theories. And how could I not talk about politicians? The Bihar elections were coming. Sushant Singh Rajput was a son of Bihar, and BJP played their best to say hum maaf nahi karenge, and Shiv Sena was blamed because apparently the family members were involved in the death of Sushant Singh Rajput. All these were conspiracy theories that made this more entertaining, made this more emotional, made this more connectable to the common people, because middle class people have undertone hatred towards the aristocratic society. And I'm not blaming you for being middle class, but if you're middle class, please understand that you're also educated and believe in what is facts. India witnesses 90,000 suicides on a yearly basis, most of which are due to mental health disorders. But we don't take cognizance of the fact, rather we blame it on familial pressure, or we blame it on the education system. This gray area is not being spoken about. If people understand that this was the cause of Sushant Singh Rajput's death, this trend will slowly die down. If you are a part of the movement, ponder on this. If you are a part of this particular trend, if you seek justice for Sushant Singh Rajput, read about what Susan Walker had to say about this guy, and also read about how his career went and what could have contributed to him being in that mental state. And that's it for this video. This was not precisely a news report, but like an analysis that we did, because I want people to understand what's going right with them or what's going wrong with them. If you have enjoyed the content, write to us in the comment section what we can do better. Don't forget to subscribe to NewsHamster, and of course share this video with all those people who are still demanding justice for SSR.